So after Pam Bondi calls out Senator Blumenthal in the oversight committee, he goes on to CNN to cry about it. We gotta watch this. We gotta check this out.
Attorney General Pam Bondi testified for more than 4 hours during a contentious hearing here on Capitol Hill today in a performance that satisfied the White House, according to what our sources are telling us at CNN tonight. But Democrats on the Senate Judiciary Committee likely were not satisfied. Even by today's standards, it was a heated, largely partisan hearing that lacked much substance. As the Attorney General...
Actually, every time we do these oversight committees, it doesn't matter if it's Republican or Democrat, they absolutely solve nothing. All you have is either the Republican side defending a person that they like, or the Democrat side defending a person that they like, or the Democrat side attacking a person they don't like, or a Republican side attacking a person they don't like. It's kind of just, it's theater because it doesn't solve any issues. And if you have a person that's really talented and able to deflect a lot of the stuff that the senators or the House of the Representatives are saying, it does nothing. So, but we'll still listen to what Blumenthal has to say.
Battled with the Democrats over pointed questions about the case against James Comey, who's being arraigned tomorrow, National Guard deployments, and even the Jeffrey Epstein files.
There's been public reporting that Jeffrey Epstein showed people photos of President.
Hold on. Jeffrey Epstein, it just needs to die. You know why it needs to die? Because there was criminal activity, I'm sure, but there have been, I don't know, 3 presidencies that just whitewashed it or kind of just took it out. So there's more to this than Trump, but they keep bringing it back to Trump like they're going to catch Trump in some big thing. And honestly, at this point, it doesn't even matter. I mean, the victims of this are the ones that are getting the most harm from it, and no one cared about it for, 10 years? No one cared about it for 10 years? I mean, this should have been handled 10 years ago. Epstein should have been tried, convicted 10 years ago. Anybody who was going along with him during this time also should have been convicted 10 years ago. We dropped the ball on this. The American people dropped the ball on this. Our presidents dropped the ball on this. And every Congress in the 10-year span dropped the ball on this. So now trying to bring this up and make it into a huge issue is just, it's ridiculous. But let's keep going.
Trump with half-naked young women. Do you know if the FBI found those photographs in their search of Jeffrey Epstein's safe or premises or otherwise? Have you
Look how Pam Bondi just shaking her head at this. It's a clown show, but let's go.
Seen any such thing?
You know, Senator Whitehouse, you sit here and make salacious remarks, once again trying to slander President Trump left and right.
Who gave the order to flag records related to President Trump?
To flag records for President Trump?
To flag any records which included his name.
I'm not going to discuss anything about that with you, Senator.
The Attorney General arrived on Capitol Hill with her own personal attacks prepared to hit back at Democrats.
You voted to shut down the government, and you're sitting here, our law enforcement officers aren't being paid. They're out there working to protect you. I wish you loved Chicago as much as you hate President Trump. You were also on video outside the White House protesting with a group called CASA, where Antifa members were. Does that mean you're a member of Antifa? You know, Senator Schiff, if you worked for me, you would have been fired because you were censured by Congress for lying with your
We can stipulate to...
Senator Blumenthal, I cannot believe that you would accuse me of impropriety when you lied about your military service.
I am
you
not
lied.
asking
You
you.
admitted you
I am
lied
not
to be
accusing you
elected
of
a U.S. senator.
impropriety.
You
I'm asking
lied.
you
How
about
dare you? I'm a career prosecutor.
with Mr.
Don't you
Ballard.
ever challenge my integrity.
You gotta love Pam Bondi. Shut your pie hole, Blumenthal. How can you address anybody's integrity? How? How can you? Get him. Let's go.
And the senator you heard from there at the end, Democratic Senator Richard Blumenthal, is my source
Oh, wait, here he is crying. Let's go.
tonight. And thank you, Senator, for being here. First, would you like to respond to what the Attorney General was saying today?
Well, as you can tell, her personal attack on me, discredited 15 years ago and largely, like others, distorted and deceptive, was part of a strategy. Lashing out.
Wait, did you lie or didn't you lie? It was discredited? Who discredited it? What is he talking about? She didn't even push back on him on that. Let's go and watch.
Because she had no answers, or she wanted to avoid answering questions. And what was really astonishing, as you pointed out very graphically in what you just replayed, was her ducking, evading, avoiding answers on a great breadth of questions, whether it was Tom Homan accepting cash in a bag and then having the investigation dropped, or the
investigation wasn't dropped. What are the Democrats saying? She said that Kash Patel and then the acting director of the DOJ, before she was sworn in, did an investigation and said that there was no case against Tom Homan. The Democrats are trying to make this an issue. I don't know what happened. All we can go off is what the DOJ did. I mean, not the DOJ and the FBI did before Pam Bondi became the DOJ, the head of the DOJ. But let's keep going.
selective prosecution of James Comey, or
Selective prosecution of James Comey. They love James Comey now. Oh my God, they love James Comey now. Oh my God. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Let's go.
a variety of antitrust cases that I raised with her, where there was no case pursued because of lobbyists who were political consultants and friends or allies of the president. So this kind of personal attack, I think, really was just extraordinary. I've never seen anything like it in 15 years.
You haven't seen anything about it because no one has wanted to come back at you guys for the nonsense that you say. For the nonsense, for the constant stupid questions you ask. Ask a good question, you'll get a good answer. Let's go.
We've had disagreements with attorneys general in the course of our oversight hearing, but these oversight hearings are supposed to elicit facts and
These oversight hearings have never elicited facts, have never solved any issues. I watch them all the time. I watch them when the Republicans and the Democrats, and they do nothing. They absolutely do nothing. People think that they get information from them. You don't get any information from those oversight hearings. All you get is people grandstanding. The Democrats get up and give a long speech about this or that. The Republicans give a long speech. They don't ask very many questions. They just give a long speech of whatever topic or whatever issue they're trying to get out. That's basically an oversight committee. But let's go.
explanations for conduct that we're asking about.
And what she's talking about, for people who don't know, because it was 15 years ago, is you had said in a statement then that you had misspoken about your service. You said, I regret that and I take full responsibility. That was back in 2010. Just a few moments while we were in the commercial, the president posted about this on Truth Social. It's a lengthy post basically going on about you lying about your military service. And in here, though, it's very long, but I want to read this part where he says, quote, this guy shouldn't even be in the U.S. Senate. It should be investigated and justice should be sought. Right now, there's a congressman sitting in prison for lying about his past during a campaign. I think he's talking about George Santos there. But when the president is saying that this should be investigated and justice should be sought, what's your reaction to that?
This allegation of 15 years ago has been really rejected by the voters of Connecticut 3 times.
It's been rejected by the voters of Connecticut because they don't care. We know that elections are only determined by a few people because not everybody votes. And then secondly, he lied. Now, he just admitted he lied, but he didn't say I lied. He said I misspoke, and I take full responsibility. Now he's trying to say it was debunked. Let's go.
Overwhelmingly re-electing me. But more to the point, I was honorably discharged as a sergeant from the United States Marine Corps. I served in the reserves, and I referred to my service in Vietnam on a handful, just a couple of occasions, rather than during Vietnam. So I have served on the Armed Services Committee for these 15 years, as well as the Veterans Affairs Committee now as a ranking member. And I work and fight for veterans and for the strongest, greatest military in the history of the world, and I'm going to continue to do it.
Do you have any concerns about what the president is saying should happen? Or?
Well, not about what he is saying, except that it is just so completely deceptive and distorted. I've seen the ex post, and it really is absurd.
At this hearing today, I mean, there was one point where Dick Durbin said similar to what you said, which is that he'd spent 20 years on the committee. He said he'd never seen testimony like what he got from the Attorney General today. One thing that you focused on and had talked about was with James Comey being arraigned tomorrow. And this was questions that she faced as well. She said, I'm not going to discuss conversations I have or have not had with the President of the United States. That's pretty typical for cabinet secretaries. But I think what changes is that 5 days, or I believe 5 or 6 days before Comey was indicted, Trump had posted about it on Truth Social, calling for his prosecution.
He posted.
It doesn't matter if Trump posted or not posted. She still doesn't have to disclose what she says to the president or what she talks to him about. Just because the president posted something doesn't mean that she needs to respond to it. These questions are stupid, but let's keep letting them talk.
On it on September 20th. Comey was indicted on September 25th, and his post virtually ordered her without delay.
Virtually ordered her without delay. Come on, let's go.
He said, guilty as hell. Justice has to be served. And I also pointed out that she had dinner with him on the...
Oh no, she had dinner. Ooh, that's an indictment. Come on, guy, let's go.
Evening before Comey was indicted by that grand jury. Another indication that he was in effect directing the prosecution. And what's so important here is malicious or selective prosecution based on personal animosity or this kind of vendetta or vengeance.
Wait, did he lie to Congress or not? That's the question. Doesn't matter anything else. That's the question. That's what he's being indicted about. And that's what will be determined in court.
Has no place in our criminal justice system.
One thing that your Republican colleagues raised a lot today was this revelation that Jack Smith, as the special prosecutor, sought the call logs of several of your Republican colleagues. And even Dick Durbin, the top Democrat on that committee today, said that he believes this should be investigated thoroughly and that we should ignore that. If it were Democrats, I would feel the same way. Do you believe that it should be investigated as well?
I agree that we need more information about what exactly happened. Chairman Grassley, in effect, sprung this revelation on all of the committee members, and I think we need more information about it, absolutely.
Senator Richard Blumenthal, thank you for joining us tonight.
So that was Blumenthal coming on CNN. CNN giving him cover to because he had to cry because Pam Bondi blew him up during the oversight committee. But again, nothing really happens in these oversight committees. They just go in there, they sit down, they grandstand, and if it's a good witness, they're going to just deflect everything that they ask them because it's stupid. There's no reason why they even have them, except for that they're trying to catch somebody in a soundbite that they can post on their site to fundraise. But you know, it's all fun, makes for good content. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you on the next video.